Hello and welcome to Doubles and Trebles. We're just under 2 weeks away to the 1,000 guineas, and the anti-post market is still up in the air, wide open. We don't know really who's going to run from the top of the market. We did have some informative trials from Newbury and Newmarket last week. Starting at Newbury, the Fred Darling Stakes was won by Ralph Beckett's Remarquee. Pretty impressive, really, given that she had to put up with a fair bit of trouble in running. She had to be switched around. The jockey dropped his whip inside the final furlong as well. She was green when she hit the front. So quite a lot went wrong for Remarquee, but she still managed to win. That was on soft ground there at Newbury. She's by Kingman, so you would assume that she might appreciate the better ground at Newmarket in a couple of weeks' time. And she's unbeaten in two starts. A similar theme to the Nell Gwyn at Newmarket, which we'll come on to. But yeah, this Remarquee, she was pretty good. You would have to be quite impressed. There was a couple of disappointments maybe in behind. I think John Gosden had a bad week with his trial horses. Let's be honest. I mean, he had two in this. They finished 6th and 12th. It was a similar theme at Newmarket in some of the colt races as well. But yeah, Remarquee, definite contender. She's in there at 7-1 top price. And also the same price as Mama's Girl that we'll come on to now, who won the Nell Gwyn at Newmarket. That was last Wednesday. A 16-1 shot on the day, but she is unbeaten. She'd already won at the track on her only start last October at Newmarket. So to go off that price was somewhat of a surprise. I think someone from the Richard Hannon yard may well have got involved late on as she opened at 28-1 on the show and went off at 16. But this Mama's Girl came from another postcode really to win that race. Drawn on the wing or raced on the wing, stand side at Newmarket. The best place to be over the 3 days at Newmarket changed really from race to race. But there was wind, there was high winds. Did you want to be far side, near side, middle? That was pretty random throughout the week. But you'd have to be impressed with this Mama's Girl. She's won by nearly 3 lengths in a known trial. Probably a slightly better race than the one that Remarquee won at Newbury. Only slightly with those in behind. Really disappointing favourite in the Nell Gwyn Coppice for John and Fady Gosden. 2-1 favourite was absolutely awful. Drawn on the opposite side to the winner Mama's Girl. So yeah, this Mama's Girl's a contender. She's going to go straight there. She will be going to the Guineas. Hannon has said that. And one thing to note with Richard Hannon, he's had 3 winners of the 1,000 guineas, or the back end of his dad's holding of the licence. 3 winners of the 1,000 guineas. Two of the 1,000, one of the 2,000, all got beat in their trial. This Mama's Girl won her trial, so will she book that Hannon trend of Guineas winners? We'll find out in a couple of weeks. Just going back to the top of the market, Meditate has been pretty weak on the exchange for a couple of weeks now. Will she run or won't she run? That's the question. I've got a thing about this Meditate. She's a good horse. She did win a Grade 1 in America at the back end of last season. But I'm concerned that she doesn't travel very well. She's got some quirks about her. Ryan Moore had a quote last September saying that she didn't like travelling on the way back from somewhere, and she was looking around and playing up at the start. Aidan O'Brien said that she went for a racecourse gallop at Tipperary a few weeks before this season started, and she came back a little bit not in tip-top shape, and that they had to leave off for a couple of weeks. I'm not sure about this Meditate's just makeup really, and I think she's a bit quirky. Tahira. Now, if Tahira was running, was a confirmed runner, and Dermot Weld still hasn't said what her confirmed or preferred race is for Tahira, will it be the Irish 1,000, the English 1,000, or the French 1,000? We do not know. She's currently in there at 5-1 best price. If Tahira was to run at Newmarket on May the 7th, we would look back at this video and say that 5-1 on the 24th of April was a mad price. And it is, but we just don't know if she's going to run. The exchange doesn't know either. She's 6.2 to back, 7.8 to lay currently. So that's all up in the air as well. But Tahira is still the best horse in this race that we've seen in the form book so far. She's only had 2 starts, the last of which was last September, where she won that Group 1 at the Curragh, beating Meditate in the process quite easily. Very, very impressive. She is the one to beat, but only if she turns up. 5-1 now. That's obviously factored into the price. If she turns up, or if she was confirmed this afternoon by Dermot Weld that Newmarket is the plan, that 5-1 would suddenly be 2-1 or lower. I could see Tahira going off at 6-4 on the day if she was to run. The one thing we can say about the 1,000 guineas at the moment, there's likely to be plenty of runners, that is for sure. Dream of Love is a Godolphin. The Godolphin looks to be Godolphin's leading light at this stage. But remember, all that Dream of Love has won is a maiden race at Newmarket on the 7th of October. She since ran twice more. She got beat in a listed race back at Newmarket, and then she got beat at Meydan as well. So, I mean, really, for a horse that's only won a maiden, that's really short. Dream of Love 7-1. Electric Eyes goes for Carl Burke, an intended runner, and will be going straight there. She's currently 14-1, second behind Commissioning in the Fillies Mile when we last seen her. That's decent form. Morge may or may not go, trained by Saeed bin Saror, the one that beat Dream of Love at Meydan. Lizou is an intended runner for Rafe Beckett. He says he's going to run 3. Lizou, Remarquee, who he trained to win at Newbury over the weekend, and Julia Sierra as well is also going to be in this. She's at the bottom of your list there, around 40-1. She's not a bad horse. You could also look at Magical Sunset. She ran at Newbury over the weekend. Didn't get near to winning. Also in the Ammo Racing colours. And yeah, the one I would be looking at, if this market could fall to pieces, because I'm not sure Meditate will run, and even if she does, I don't think she can be relied on, and I'm really not sure that Tahira will run. If they didn't run, that would be a detriment to the quality of the race, obviously, but it does leave it wide open. And if there is someone out there in the know that knows whether they're running or not, you will start seeing a market collapse either way. If I also knew that Never Ending Story was running at 20-1, she would be my bet at this stage. She has been out this year. She's won the 1,000 Guineas trial at Leopardstown on the 2nd of April. I thought that was really quite impressive. It was on heavy ground, so she'll have to prove her liking for faster ground that we assume we'll get at Newmarket in the first week of May. But Never Ending Story would be my idea of a bet if the race was to take place this afternoon and all those that you see on screen were running, but we just really don't know. It's them top 2 in the market. I don't mind if there's question marks over one of the top in the market. That's fine by me, but having question marks over the top 2, it really does bring into question, where the value is. Because if they were to run, on the flip side, if Meditate and Tahira were to run, you can see the likes of Mama's Girl, Remarquee, particularly Dream of Love, going off bigger than the prices they are now. So the confusion about running plans over the top of the market is built in to the prices that you see on screen here. Who's gonna win? Ask me when the declarations are in 48 hours before the race. There's plenty to look forward to, and I am looking forward to the 1,000 and 2,000 guineas here on Doubles and Trebles.